Welcome back to Behind the Box. Today we're bringing you a review of 3 different escape games. So first, we'll give you an overview of what escape games are, if you're not familiar. We'll talk about the positives of each of these games, go over some negatives, and then give you our final thoughts.
Yeah, we should also mention, we're not going to be showing you anything for these games. You're going to see the box art and then an app. That is going to be it. We don't want to spoil anything for you here. So, escape room games, if you're not aware, you go to a location, traditionally, where you actually have to solve real-life puzzles and get out of a room within a time frame. Really fun activity, and people have figured out a way to make them into a board game, so you can bring that experience to your home. So, the ones that we're going to look at today are Exit,
Unlock,
and Escape Team, which primarily uses an app, kind of like Unlock, and you also have to print off your own stuff with it, so we'll talk a bit more about that in a second. But just to go through the positives for me with Exit, this game is really clever. The puzzles feel really smart. It's very physical. You get a lot of bits and components and booklets and cards in here. You actually use those. You break them, you tear them, you draw all over them. It's a really good system. It's a lot of fun to play, and we played it with 4, and that is a positive because everyone got something to do. It was great. Yeah, and I never felt like there was ever a time when I was not doing something.
It does say it can play up to 6. I'm not sure it would work as well.
Yeah, I think 5 or 6, you might be a bit thin. And probably 2 or 3 would be really
probably
good,
better,
I would imagine. But yeah, it's a super good game. Really, really, really fun. Great systems in here. And yeah,
excellent game. Unlock uses an app and also some cards. And the nice thing about Unlock is that you don't have to ruin it. And it's in a fine condition at the end for you to be able to give it to someone else. Because as with any escape game, once you've escaped, you can't really go back in because you know how everything works. So you can give this away to somebody else so they can have their own adventure.
I like that a lot. Yeah, you can just give it to a friend. Or even if you wanted to, you could just sell it on to someone else for them to enjoy it as well. Yeah, I do like that.
And the cards themselves are quite thematic. The art's great. Everything works within the theme of each scenario. That's quite good too.
Yeah, the cards are really cool as well. The system this uses is you combine different cards. So you'll look at them, try and figure out logically what goes with what. You combine them, and if you're correct, you'll get new answers to your puzzles and new cards and components, which is really neat. It's a great system, and it works really well for the most part. So, yeah, that one's a good one. The last one we'll discuss is Escape Team. So, like I mentioned, this is an app, so I'm not going to show you any of the stuff, but what you essentially do is you download the PDF documents, print those off, and then you go through the app and play these puzzles through, which is amazing. If you've got a printer, you could right now do this. You could just print off. You get for free the tutorial and mission 1. Each subsequent mission is 99 cents.
Which is a great deal. I mean, especially since you don't have to go anywhere or buy anything physically. It's all right there. It's
really good. And it uses a similar system to Exit where you'll be cutting stuff out and folding things and drawing all over everything. It's really good, and the narrative that runs through all of the missions as well, it was neat. Like,
good.
None of the others have like an underlying story.
Well, of the ones
that we've done, but this does, and I'm excited to see where it goes. It was cool. It was just a good system. Yeah. Again, it worked, and we had a lot of fun playing this, and I think this is something that we'll definitely continue to do.
Yeah.
The negative for it is that it kind of assumes that you know things that you might not know. And it doesn't give you a way to learn them if you don't. So in Exit, for example, it might give you a puzzle that involves real-world math or science that you don't know, but then the game will give that to you. And so you can still work out the puzzles because you'll learn it through the game. This one doesn't do that. We got on a mission where, thankfully, we knew what we were doing with this puzzle. But if you don't know it, the game doesn't give you the answers. And
so you get a little stuck.
Yeah, you'll just be stuck unless you want to use all of your clues from the app. But other than that,
that's the real only negative.
Yeah, otherwise it's really fun. Definitely worth checking out.
Now, Unlock has a few negatives. It is a little clunky. Sometimes you might feel like you're just tumbling through this game and that you don't really solve the puzzles so much as just discover the right answer.
Yeah, for me, I never had like an aha moment where it's like, I figured this out. It was like I just combined stuff until I eventually got a card and sometimes the card you get contextually makes no sense, and it's because you just happen to make the same number combination that card needed. It is a bit clunky, and I think the thing is, Exit has a similar like clue-based system with cards and a deck of cards.
Yeah.
In Exit, all of the numbers are unique, and so you'll never accidentally find something you shouldn't have found. That doesn't happen. That happened a lot in Unlock.
Yeah, where you just come across the correct answer, you just happen to fall into it. And then you suddenly realize that all these other cards, you should have had it in order to find it.
That happened quite a lot. And that might just be us and how we approached the game, but for us that made it not that enjoyable. It took us out of the experience of playing it quite a lot. And the player count as well.
Yeah, the player count, well, it says it plays 2 to 6, but honestly, it barely supports 2.
Yeah.
I often felt a little left out because, you had the deck.
The game is one deck of cards, and if I'm the one holding the deck, which I was, even though I'm giving you cards, I've looked at them and sometimes I'll say, oh, check this out or do this. And you said you didn't really feel like you'd done much while playing it. You felt left out. But
then afterwards, you kind of felt like you didn't do anything either.
I felt like I hadn't done anything, but I think that goes back to that earlier complaint of it just felt like we just fell through the game. It doesn't feel like you're solving puzzles like the other two do. It feels like you're just doing simple math.
Yeah, and in the end, you feel good that you've completed it, when you win, but you don't feel like you deserved it.
Yeah. Exit, honestly, the only thing that's negative about it is that you destroy most of the game. Gameplay-wise, there's nothing wrong with it. We loved it. It was great, and I want to play more of these types of games.
Yeah, it is terrific. Everyone had something to do. We were all in it, and
like we said, we played this 4-player. That worked a lot better than Unlocked did with 2. 5 or 6, I do think that'd be spreading it thin, but we've not done that, so I can't really say that. The only other thing is, as well, I should say, is that we've only done this one, the Secret Lab. We've not done any of the other Exit games, so it's possible this is the one-off that is really good. So we might have to do a little bit of an update in the future, but for now, this one, Exit, is definitely the way we would go with the 3 of them. I mean, do you have any final thoughts about?
Yeah, I definitely would recommend Exit over all the others, but the Escape Team is interesting, and I am interested in playing more of that. So
this one, this one excites me the most.
Yeah, a little bit of a recommendation for that.
I feel like if we played this again, like another one of these, I feel like I'd know what we're getting into.
Yeah.
This, because it's a story-driven thing, and
you don't know where it's gonna go.
Even though it's a very similar gameplay. Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited, and it's cheap. That's the other thing. Yeah. We can buy one of these. We could buy 12 of these. Yeah. It's definitely these 2. Unlock, I actually wouldn't recommend that game personally. I know you've said you'd be willing to give it another sort of shot, but yeah.
So that's our thoughts.
Yeah, if you agree or disagree, or if you played any of them and have any thoughts yourself, then let us know. We'd like to hear that. And I'll put links as well in the description to each of these and the website for Escape Team if you want to check that out.
And you can always wander over to Instagram, Twitter, or just check us out, say hi.
Yeah, but that's perfect. Otherwise, we will see you in the next episode.
See ya. Bye. Beautiful.
You always say that and then you always do something to it.
I'm just putting it in its place. Just because something's beautiful doesn't mean it can't be more beautiful.
That's true. You're beautiful, and I always have to put you in your place.
It just seemed really funny what you were doing there.
Just looking at you.
I know.
It's my face again.
It's not funny.